Well, happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to our second cooperative webinar with SCORE Central Jersey and our friends at Brother Industries. My name is Gary Robinson, and I am the chapter chair for the Memphis chapter of SCORE. We are delighted you've chosen to spend part of your morning with us today. Today's webinar, as you know, is about marketing essentials. Our presenter today is Eric Kozak, Senior Director, Digital Campaigns, Search and Social Board of Directors and Consumer Consent Council for Brother Industries. A marketing executive with over 20 years marketing experience, Eric has been recognized for bringing innovative and winning marketing strategies to multiple large-scale companies and brands. He is a proven leader of high-growth business transformations for direct-to-consumer brands. Eric, I don't know how you get that title on your business card, but we are glad that you're here and we're looking forward to your message today. Take it away, sir.
Thank you so much. You made me sound very smart, almost too smart. But thanks for having me today, and really a pleasure to be with you all. I'm very honored to share some knowledge of my experiences with marketing and cover some of the marketing essentials that you'll need to know to help your business and help your business grow. So let me see if I know how to drive a PowerPoint. Welcome, of course, and this is me. As Gary had alluded to, I'm a senior director of marketing for Brother US. I've had 20 years experience in marketing and communications and consumer packaged goods and lifestyle brands. I'm a passionate marketer. I love marketing, and it is very much near and dear to my heart. If you feel the same, please connect with me on LinkedIn, and you can do that by just kind of searching for my name on LinkedIn. So a little bit about Brother. Yep, we have our corporate headquarters in Bridgewater, New Jersey, as Gary had pointed out, as well as a manufacturing and distribution facility in Bartlett, Tennessee. We are the America's regional subsidiary of Brother Industries Limited, a global diversified manufacturer best known for printers and sewing machines. In the US, we are all that and much more. Our business units include everything from home and office printing, labeling, mobile printing, sewing, embroidery, crafting, garment printing, and gear motors. So today we're going to talk about marketing. Starting a new business or even running an existing business can be an overwhelming experience. Marketing plays a critical role. You have a lot of stuff to think about while you're running your business, right? Your brand, your business plan, which is what my colleague talked about in the prior webinar. The value you bring to your customers, your identity, your reputation, finance, community activation, email, social marketing, so many things. But marketing plays a critical role in the success of your business. Today, we're going to learn about the must-haves, the marketing essentials that you need for your business and how each one plays kind of an important part to your success and your business's success. So we'll cover 6 topics. The agenda will go from creating a memorable business logo, building a website on a budget, creating the best business cards and how they create opportunity, the basics of social media, how to get started with email marketing, and community engagement, what we call cause marketing. But before all that, Warren Buffett said it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. And I would challenge that even now in this digital age that we live in, it probably takes less time than 5 minutes. So really the most important thing about marketing is your reputation and the reputation of your business, right? Earn the trust of your customers, prioritize that customer experience, communicate clearly and timely, and treat your employees well. And if you do all that, your customers will have an exceptional experience. They'll become brand advocates for you, and they'll spread the word about your business to other people. So we'll go through the topics: company logo, building a website, social media, email, customer and community engagement. Also, feel free to drop questions in the chats. I'd love to have an open forum and understand some of the questions that you guys are facing. So let's start with logo. The logo serves as your brand identity. It really is the foundation of all of the marketing messages that you have. Why is it important? It helps you stand out visually from the competition, from other businesses that may not even be in the competition. And it grabs the attention of the consumer. Logos are memorable and they're easy for customers to identify your business. And if you own your logo, look at registering and trademarking it. Some of the most iconic brands that we have today in the marketplaces are known just by their logos alone. And I think that from old and new brands, you can see that from the spectrum of logos that are just here, my guess is that we probably know the majority of them. Some of them are a little nuanced, but yes, we all know Pepsi and Nike and McDonald's and Shell and Microsoft, even the Rolling Stones, right? So it's important. The logos are important for five different things, but the first one being, it's really the first thing that your audience will see. And if you have a logo, it shows a sort of professionalism that you are a legitimate business. And today's day and age and customer, your audience kind of expects it. It easily communicates and it crosses language barriers. So from a logo and from an icon or a picture or any of those kind of messages that are a graphic representation of what you do, that crosses the language barriers that could sometimes inhibit a customer from going into a shop or engaging with your business because they're just not sure whether what you guys do or how you do it. Like I said before, the logo is your foundation. And the brands that do it well, do it really well. Amazon, known for getting everything from A to Z on their store. Or Baskin and Robbins telling you that there's always 31 flavors in Baskin and Robbins. Or Tostitos, where you can share chips and a good time with friends right in the logo. Burger King, telling you that you could that they serve burgers and everything around it. And one of my personal favorites is Kay Jewelers, always reminding you that every kiss begins with a K. So how do you create one? There are so many resources that are available, and really never before have there been so many resources. Websites, students, freelancers, agencies, maybe even friends. Your logo is yours, and it is a canvas for you to create your brand messaging the way that you want. If you're not artistic, that is fine. There are so many resources that are available. You can do a simple Google search to find people that are willing to take on the creative aspect of creating a logo for you. But before you do that, make sure that you do the research. Are some of the designs that you looked at trademarked? What are the styles that you're looking at, the colors and the meanings? Make sure that the research is done before you invest in that creative logo concept, because once it's done and it's on a sign, it's difficult to kind of change that and move things around. But it is the single largest message and brand element that you can use to communicate visually. The colors and the meanings can drive impact and recall, and you can use it in everything from websites to business cards to signage to menus. Your logo can be everywhere. Websites are an essential marketing need. They really, especially nowadays, the first impression of the business is usually someone searching a business online, whether they're looking for reviews or they're looking for a location. It's a way that you can be on the front line on the digital space for customers that are looking for your products. My example here is a local ice cream shop in a town in Cranford, New Jersey. And I just love the fact that they are a mom and pop ice cream shop. They have a passion for ice cream, and they do their website really well. They communicate clearly and simply. They drive these beautiful, beautiful images that just make you want to just have an ice cream. The company's name is Vanilla Bean, and they are just an excellent example of how the products that they sell, which is ice cream, are laid out in this just beautiful way that drives want and action. So when you're thinking about your website, think about how you can communicate what you do and how you serve your customers clearly and simply. Remember that today's day and age, we're fighting for the attention of a customer with every single minute, second that we have. And so if we cannot clearly communicate to a customer what we do up front and in very small amounts of time, we might lose them. So make sure when you're building your website and looking at how to build a website, that messaging, that most important messaging, is above the top of the website, that says who you are, what you do. Navigation of around the website is simple and easy for a customer to kind of understand and follow through. And think about things like what you want a customer to do. Do you want them to call you? Do you want them to come into the shop? Do you want them to book an appointment, an email? Do you want them to follow you on social media or order now? All of these things should be things that you're thinking about what you want a customer to do. That doesn't mean put all of that on the website and do all of the above. Think about the things that are most important for your customer that you want them to do on their website, and put those call to actions in the website in a place that they can easily be reached. In the case of our ice cream shop here, it's very easy to see that they talk about their homepage, their flavors, cakes, other treats, about us, and right there is contact us if they need to. And so there's their call to action. Is if you want to contact them, you know exactly where it is on the page. A website's also.
Eric, I have two quick questions about logos before we get too far afield from that. Can I ask them here?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, from Tanisha, if you started your business with a logo and over some time span you want to change it, would you recommend a full brand rehab, meaning colors, tones, etc., or can you just change the logo?
There's two ways to approach it. The one way is what we call like a rolling change. And that is where you're using up existing collateral or pieces of material of marketing material that you have that you use up until you have, you need to order more. And then you put your new logo into the new marketing materials that you have ordered. We call that a rolling change. The second is an all-out change of your logo. And when that happens, it's important to celebrate that moment as a business. You're changing a logo and you're proud of that new logo. You're proud of the new color designs. You're proud of the new look and the new feel. And it's important to communicate that, hey, we've got a new look, a new feel. We're still the same people that you know us from before. We're just presenting a brand new logo and a new look and feel. And some of the largest brands in America have gone through many iterations of logos. Some have stuck with the original logos because they're so iconic. But don't be afraid if you feel like you want to change logo colors up or experiment with font styles or change the look entirely to better suit your need if your business has moved to a different direction or you want to go into have a broader positioning statement with your logo. I think what's important from the consumer is to communicate the celebration of the moment that you are changing the look and feel, but you are still the same people that you were before as a business.
Okay, and one other one real quick, we'll let you get back from Antoinette Crutcher. Could you share resources and steps on how to register a logo? Does this require an attorney? I think it probably does, that you probably want someone, a lawyer who is well versed in intellectual property, but I'll let you give the definitive word on that.
Yep. The logo registration is probably something that's more in the legal realm. I think that a simple Google search can put you in touch with some resources for that. I think I did share Taylor Brands as a logo maker. If you view them, there might be a link out to registration, but I would kind of look at like an attorney, or I think the online resource is called LegalZoom. I think that could help with that that registration. Not all logos need to be registered, but if you own it and you built it and you're proud of it and you want to protect it, you should look into it.
And there are a couple of things in the chat, folks. There's a lot of good comments coming in the chat, so pay attention there. Real quick, Eric, Jay Myers, who is a colleague of ours at SCORE Memphis, said, I agree with not just changing the logo, but also use it as a moment to rebrand your company. I did that several years ago with my company with terrific results. And Maria Stewart said, for attendees in New Jersey, Rutgers Law School assists small businesses with logo trademarking.
Perfect. Really
what a great group we have today. Eric, go ahead. All up to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I think that celebration of the moment of the logo change, when we talked about capturing the attention of your customer, it's so vitally important to be able to do that. Sometimes your brand and your marketing could become stale. You've seen it, the people have seen it so many times. Now that could be a good thing because it's known and trusted, but a new logo change or a new color style or a font can command attention in ways that maybe the old logos haven't. So I wouldn't be, I would look at it as an opportunity if that's the decision that the business wants to make in moving forward with a new look. So the other thing about websites, right, is that you've got a couple of opportunities, right? The website is an area where you can test in promotions and sales. If you have inventory that is maybe sitting on the shelf, or you have specials that you want people to know about, the website's a great place to be able to promote that, communicate that to customers. And it's a way to kind of drive some of those promotions and sales. Also think about the website as a link to your social pages as well. If you do and are on social media, which we'll talk about in a little bit, it's important to consider linking to those social pages if you're active in the social channel. The other thing I would say is make sure you look at how your website looks on your phone. The majority of traffic right now is really moving towards a mobile-driven first viewpoint. Customers, again, we're competing for the attention of people every single day. They're on the go, they're on the fly. Phones are so powerful now. The website is probably going to be viewed on the phone. And so how does it look? Right. So some key takeaways, right? You know, 78% of consumers use the internet to find a local business. Now that was back in 2020. I would guess that over the past couple of years, that has raised significantly. Yes. Make sure you say what you do, right? Communicate clearly and simple. And if you are driving to call us or email us, make sure that you're responding to customers quickly and answering those questions that they have. Again, going back to our mom and pop ice cream shop, use images and copy to attract attention and drive, you wants and need for the products that you sell. So if you are doing your own photography, think about it. Is it something that would attract a customer before you put it on the website? So how to get a website, 3 easy steps, right? First is you're going to need a domain, right? You're going to need the name of your business in a URL. And it may not be as easy as getting the URL that is exactly your business. So if it's ericscakes.com and I'm a cake baker, I might not be able to buy that domain. So you have to do the research on what's available. And if it's not available, how close can you get to your name? GoDaddy is a great source for that kind of information. They kind of own the market and being able to kind of do the research and what is taken and what's not taken. Think about things like the domain extension, the .com, because there's others that are out there that could be less expensive. .com is probably the most widely used, but there's a variety of others that are out there as well. But is the name of your website memorable? Is it going to cost you a lot to go get it? Can you purchase variants of it? And if it's cheap to go buy a couple variants of it, like ericscake.com instead of ericscakes.com, consider that, because you could point those URLs to the same domain, and you kind of are protecting the name of your business digitally when you do stuff like that. So when you start to think about your website, how do you want it to look? What do you want it to say? What's that story that you're telling? What's the narrative of your business? And what do you want people to do once they get there? There are many different creative solutions that are out there, just like logos. Right now, there's probably never been so many website template services like Squarespace that you could simply just create a website on your own. It really doesn't take too many technical kind of requirements and knowledge to be able to do it. But there's other sources as well. Freelancers, LinkedIn, agencies, students, and even friends that may dabble into website creation. How are we doing on questions, Gary?
We are caught up so far. I had one, and I'm going to go ahead and ask it. And if you tell me you're going to get to it later on, that's fine. From Maria Mangello, my question is: what should a business do more if the market is slow? What will help already established businesses to survive? In other words, what can you do to sort of amp up things if you're in a slow time of the season?
Yep. Seasonality is always a thing with businesses. Some businesses don't have it as much, but some businesses do. I think it's important to understand the seasonality of your business and define ways when it's slow to be able to spark interest again, re-engage with consumers. And that could be a couple of different ways. We'll talk through a couple of them. But one of the ways that is easy is to start running sales and promotions on your website as a call to action. Hey, right now, throughout October, all products are 10% off because it's a slow moving time where you need to keep business kind of moving and keep customers engaged. And so it's important to look at sales and promotions and the visibility of those sales and promotions on the platforms and the places where you're marketing your business, your website. And we'll talk about a couple of other ways as well as we go through the presentation.
We're good.
Great. Business cards. Business cards are funny because we live in this digital age, and do we still need business cards? And I think we do. Business cards are a tangible representation of your company, of your brand. And it is an opportunity and a conversation starter. As old as business is, and those, hey, here's my business card opportunities that happen over drinks or maybe a high school football game or any other social events that you might be having, it still represents an opportunity for you to promote your business, and it does start a conversation. I love business cards because they can be so bold and creative. And some of the examples here is our yoga instructor who has taken the decision to twist a business card into something that is very unique, that a customer might or a person might think about not throwing away, or the divorce attorney who, you know, has taken the business card and split it in half, but has his contact information on both sides of it. It really is an opportunity to be bold and creative. Now, why does being bold and creative matter on a business card? I can just put my contact information on it, and that's what I need a person to have. Yes, that's correct. But think about how many business cards you've thrown away because it's just a business card, and yeah, it didn't have any memorable, lasting impression. My bet is that if you had something that was memorable and bold and creative, you would think twice about throwing that away. You might put it off to the side and look at it again because it's such a unique scenario or a unique creative representation of the brand or the business. The other thing that it does is that there is a source of like legitimacy and professionalism that your business portrays when you do have business cards. I think that one of the things that makes a business card great is that it really is a reminder to your customers that your business is here. And it could be, they may not be thinking about your business now, but if they save that card, they could be thinking about it later. Or if they put it off to the side and maybe they're working throughout the day, you know, a person could look at that business card and think, you know what, I really do need to call that person now. I'm going to do it. So, but one of the things to make sure about is that your contact information should be included on it. It doesn't have to be everything, but it should have a phone number. It should have a website address. If you have one, if your business is a physical location, then maybe a business address as well. If you have social media handles, if you are active in the social media space, consider saying follow us on Facebook, or taking the address of your Facebook or social media handles onto your business card. The other thing to think about is QR codes. They're very prevalent now, and a customer might not want to call you right away. They may not even want to email you right away. They may just want to know what your business is about. So if you put a QR code on top of a business card, or maybe on the back, that they can scan with their phone, and that directs them to your website, they can learn more about you. And even though you haven't had the chance to speak to them, they've learned more about your business, and that may get them to kind of contact you in the future. But regardless, the important takeaways here are carry cards with you all the time, right? It's a great way to network with people and tell them about your business. Remember to identify what your business is and why it's unique. You can see in these cases, these examples, they clearly state what they do. I think that they've also clearly stated their uniqueness as well. And then make sure you have your contact information as well. I know that I have kind of skipped over some polls that we have. I wanted to know if we wanted to take the time to maybe put some polls to, or show at least the first poll or the second poll. I know I've got one on websites and one on business cards.
Okay, let's launch the first one on the logo.
Sure. Okay. So I just
And
was
there we
interested.
go.
Yeah, thank you so much. I was just interested to understand if you guys have a logo, if you're using one now, or if you're in that situation where you just need to update it and you just need to kind of, you've been thinking about it, seeing some of the answers coming in. Looks to me like we've got 67% of the participants or the responders for the logo are coming in as, yes, they use it in all their marketing efforts and their signage. 22% are saying, yeah, but I really kind of need to update it. And then 16% are saying, no, I don't have a logo. That's great. Good feedback here. Okay.
Hey,
Let's
Eric, do
do-
you have a recommendation? This is a question from Regina. Do you have any recommendations on using digital business cards versus the traditional business card?
Yeah, it's interesting. Digital business cards have started to really take off. There's a lot of different styles that are out there. There's a lot of services online that you can make an actual digital creation of your business card. I think that there's still, if you have the ability to duplicate your business card in a digital way, I think it's good to have. But I do believe that there is still that area of opportunity that just provides a human element when you're in that social interaction. Like, hey, yeah, here's a business card. And it kind of is a connection piece, whereas the digital cards may take that human element out of it. So if you have it, I think it's great. It's also something that would be good to put on your websites or your social channels as well. But I really do like that that physical card as well.
We are caught up, sir. Back to you.
Great. One more poll. We do, since we are talking about business cards, let's do a poll and see how many people are carrying business cards, and whether they and whether they use them. Wow, yeah, really coming in with a lot of answers here. I like the fact that people are carrying business cards with them. That's really good. It can be hard to remember to carry them all the time, right? Especially when you're just running out the door and you're thinking about, I need my keys, my wallet. But it looks like 45% of the responders were saying, yes, I carry business cards with me. 23 are saying sometimes when I remember them, and 33 are saying I don't have business cards or I don't carry them with me. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Continuing on. How can you get business cards? Well, business cards anywhere. You can get them anywhere. And these services and many more can be found online. They're kind of turnkey solutions for business cards. I think the important thing to note is that be bold, be creative, be memorable, be legible, and think about those scanning services, the QR codes, proofread, then proofread again. Grammar counts always. Okay, let's talk about social media. Social media is a driving force in today's digital world and landscape. I believe it was last year that $30 billion in the US went through social commerce, which meant through channels like Facebook and Instagram, and new and emerging platforms like Snapchat and TikTok. It's very powerful. You can reach a large number of audiences within seconds of your posting. It's also really cost effective because you can establish your social channel business pages for little to no cost. So it's a very cost efficient way to just put yourself out there in the social channel. I will say that social media serves a different purpose than your website. You are there to post content. You can have call to actions. You can run sales and promotions on limited time bases that are only shown to your social followers. Remember that you can always showcase new products and service announcements as a testing ground in your social channels if you don't want to expose it to the entire digital landscape on your website. I use this phrase a lot, but your audience, your followers on your social channel, they are your tribe. You need to engage with them, you need to lead them and communicate what you want from them. But remember that you have to be mindful about your posts because anything can go viral. And in the case of one of my personal favorites is Aubrey, the snowboarding dinosaur who was mic'd up as she went snowboarding. That went viral, and who can forget the ice bucket challenges that have went through the social media feeds a couple years ago. Social content is unlike anything else. Your audience can and they will engage with it. So they can like things, they can love things, they can also hate things and send frowny faces. I think an easy way to start is through Facebook or Instagram. It's really where the audience is. But in order to have those social channels, you have to be active there to make it thrive. You can't just set one up and then just leave it and say, okay, I'm done with that. You should share any kind of news about your business, any kind of promotions that are going on, anything that's related to your business, but stay topical to your business. If you don't stay topical to your business, then your channel messaging can kind of be a little fragmented. And that's where, things can occur that might not be great if they go viral. Big yellow screen here. Social media is an asset, but it's also a liability. So you have to frequently monitor it. If people are engaging with your channel, you have to understand what they're saying. What kind of posts are you doing that are getting reactions, and what are those reactions to people? What are the posts that you're posting that are making your customers happy, and stay away from the posts that are maybe not making your customers happy. Stay topical always, and how you engage with your comments can leave a negative or a positive impression to your current and potential customers, right? So if there's a current comment that comes through, if it's positive, it's okay to not reply and say, okay, thank you, or we really appreciate it to every single one. A simple thumbs up will do that you recognize that someone said good things about your business. If it's a negative comment, it's best case to just reply with something that says that you care and you want to solve their issue. But take that out of the public forum. Ask them to directly message you or call you to have that personal issue resolved. You don't want to be doing that in the open space of the feed on the social channel. Ask for a direct message, ask for the phone call, ask for an email. You really don't want to get into a back and forth and argumentative discussion because, again, remember, once it's out there, it's out there. Whatever your post is, the open world, everyone can see it. Going back again to that off-season comment, social media is a great way to spark interest and engagement with customers in order to drive some of those off-season activities or lulls that you might have. Another great way is email marketing. It's a great way to keep your customers engaged, grow your business. It's a powerful tool. You can reach a large number of people at once. It is pretty cost effective as well. And you can create personalized messages to your audience that appeal to their interests, right? So if you know people have bought a certain type of, I'll go back to Eric's cake, a specific type of cake, and I want to send an email to say, hey, that cake is back in stock, I can send an email to all those customers that bought that cake. And it's a good way to personalize that message, appeal to their specific interests, share new products and rival of services that you have, show off limited time incentives to take action. A great way to start doing that is build into the seasonality, right? Fall into savings, spring into savings, or enjoy summer with anything, right? That kind of summer seasonality always is topical, always helps drive engagement. As you have your business and as you grow your business, you can build your audience by asking for email addresses if you can. I think we've all had the experience as we're checking out if someone is asking for an email address, and sometimes we want to give it, sometimes we don't. If the customer wants to give an email address, that's great. But I don't think that you should be pushy about it. If they decide they don't want to give an email address, that's great. You could just leave it as that. It's great to have newsletters as emails and encourage customers to sign up. You can have a button on your website that says sign up for my newsletter on your website that a person can fill out and register to sign up for the newsletter.
Eric, doesn't it make sense to offer them something to get that email address? Here is, I'll give you 10% off your next purchase if you give me your email address, or sign up for our newsletter and you'll get a monthly offer sheet that will, give you 15% off or something. Yeah, if you offer them something, they're more likely to do it.
Yep, you're right, and that's exactly why having kind of an incentive is a really great way to kind of capture that. We call it opt-ins. Those opt-ins for a customer to receive an email. So that is a way that you can kind of drive the capture of email addresses into your business to start building a database of people that you want to talk to and showcase your message. The other thing I would say about email is that it doesn't have to happen all the time. In fact, it's probably better practice to not do it all the time. You should time your emails out so that just as a consumer or a customer is kind of maybe forgetting about the business a little bit, they're brought back in to awareness again through a simple message. So maybe don't send an email every 2 or 3 days to someone. They might get upset. But if you're thinking about maybe a newsletter once a month or a sales promotion once a month, that's kind of a good time and a cadence to do it. So important to take away, encourage your customers to sign up for emails. Create catchy subject lines so that you can get their attention. If the subject line and the header, and we've all looked through our email as we're kind of winding down from the night on our phones or wherever, if that subject line isn't really catchy, we probably don't open it, do we? So the other important thing to note is that if a customer decides to say, I don't want you to email me, you really need to honor that. It's important to not send emails to customers that are specifically opting out of your messaging. That doesn't mean that they don't want to be customers of you. They just prefer not to receive your marketing messages at this time. And so that's really something that you have to kind of honor as a business. The other thing to note, right, is that customer information is confidential, right? So when we're dealing with email addresses, we're dealing with some of this stuff, we should be treating it as confidential. If a customer has trusted the business enough to be someone who purchases from you, you're providing them goods and services, and they've trusted you with their information, it really should be treated with that kind of trust. Let me stop there and see if there's any questions.
A couple about business cards to circle back just real quick. I thought Raheem Akers made a good point. He said, I leave my business cards in the car, so I always have them. I thought that was a good idea. Bob Gregg, what about brochures instead of business cards? Do you have any thoughts about that?
I love brochures. It's so funny because we're talking about that tangible kind of aspect of brochures and direct mail right now. And it still is something that is very, very prominent, and customers want it. Brochures are great. And if you can have a PDF or a download of a brochure on your website, absolutely. If a customer's asking for a brochure, I think it's great as well. The difference with the business card is that you can put it in your back pocket, and it kind of can be tucked away so that when you are in those social scenarios, it's kind of this effortless kind of engagement to just hand someone a business card. Brochure doesn't necessarily give that opportunity for you as a business owner to create that connection, but it still serves a place and a purpose.
And one more from Maria Mangello again about social media. How can it help? What is the amount of money you should spend to see the small results that it yields?
Yeah, great question. I didn't talk about the paid side of social media, but if you have your business up on Facebook or Instagram or other social channels, you do have the opportunity to be able to create an ad account for your business. And Facebook has done a really good job of just making that very easy to use. And with a few small clicks, you can kind of set up an ad account, and you can create creative to serve to your followers as a paid ad, a sponsored post. You can spend a little amount of money on it. You can spend a lot of money on it. I think that there really is no correct number of money that you should be dedicating to it. The money should correlate to the audience that you're serving. So if you have a very large audience and you cover a national footprint, your budget and spend in social media and as an advertiser of your business could be significantly greater than maybe just someone, I'll go back to my ice cream store, that just is serving the local community of this one little town in Cranford, New Jersey. They don't need to spend a lot of money because they can reach their audience with minimum dollars to spend. That being said, there's a whole world of advertising and marketing where you look at whether a person clicked through to the ad and whether or not they created an action from that ad. And a lot of that insight can be just seen and monitored through your ad accounts on social media. So unfortunately, I don't have the answer on the dollar amount. I can say that it is pretty immediate, that you can see results, but the correct amount probably correlates more with who your audience is, how large they are, and what's the area is that you're serving.
Thank you, sir. We're caught up.
Great. Okay, we're almost to the end here. Email marketing, and thank you guys for sticking with me throughout this entire presentation. Email services are very easy to get started. Again, a lot of online services to use. Some you may see, I get ads for Constant Contact all the time, but MailChimp is another one that is very good. These online tools, just like websites, just like business cards, serve as an easy way to get into the email marketing process. You can build creative using photography. You can set up the messages in predefined templates. There's a lot of online tutorials, there's YouTube channels, there's how-to guides. They're usually pretty free to learn more about it. And a lot of these services do provide those kind of email marketing 101 setups. But I think the largest part of email marketing is just getting started with a little bit of email marketing. If you have a business that does have a customer base of emails, maybe send 1 or 2 emails out and see how it does, and start small, right? design your email campaign, track it, and you can measure your effectiveness through those platforms like MailChimp and Contact and many others. But you want to think about, are people opening it? Are they engaging with it? We talk about it all the time as what is the open rate? What is the click-through rate? What are the site views when we're sending people to the website from the email? There's many tiers of services from these email online tool companies that can suit the size of your business. So I don't think you have to worry about going all in on email from the start. You can always start small, but again, proofread again. We're going to talk a little bit about community engagement. This is really, it can be very fun. It can be very rewarding, and kindness, like a boomerang, always returns. Supporting your local community and charity can be a big win for your business. It helps make your existing and potential customers feel good about doing business with you. There's strength in a mission-driven message, a message that says we believe in our community, we believe in this service that we're contributing and volunteering for. Goodwill and customer loyalty can last a lifetime for a business. So I encourage you to look to your local communities, look to charities, to see how you can help and contribute your time. And don't be afraid to publicize those efforts, right? In-store signage, your website, social media. Hey, we're going to be handing out food at this location for Thanksgiving, or we're doing a 5K run as a company for to support a local charity. All those things are really good messaging. You shouldn't have to. You should think about publicizing those efforts and standing behind them if you're doing them. If you're not, don't do that. But today's consumer is really more conscientious about who they do business with and where they spend their hard-earned dollars. They really want to know that the people that they're buying their product from has kind of had some check marks that says, yeah, we believe in cause-driven marketing. We believe in giving back. We believe in whatever the interest is. A consumer does think about that. And getting behind a community event or a national charity, it really does help your business get noticed. And a lot of times, especially if you're bigger as a business, it can be hard to differentiate the fact that there are people behind this business that are living in your community and working every single day. And so it does offer an opportunity to humanize your business a bit. And see the people that are behind the counter every single day. That's servicing your customers. There's a lot of ways to get involved. Many ways to get involved. You could sponsor a local school event. You could sponsor a football game. You could do volunteer work to clean up a park. You could donate products. You could do many of these different things. There's usually incentives when you as a business are able to participate. Don't be too pushy about it, but if there's areas and opportunity to be able to use the logo on some of the printed flyers or banners, or if there's a way to kind of promote your business on the online events page or in social media, you should explore that, because it might be a way to promote your business as you are engaging with these events and these charities. But the most important thing is pick one or a couple and participate. The other stuff that comes down from being able to promote it, that stuff happens afterwards. That stuff happens, once you've decided to participate and be part of the community and do the volunteer work. I've listed a few that are on the right-hand side. There are hundreds that you can choose, and some could be nationally driven, some could be more locally driven. It's really up to you as a business to consider the cause-driven marketing and the community participation and community engagement, and engage with it. This is my summary slide, but before I do that, let me just check on, well, I think we're out of time. So Gary, I can summarize up, or we can ask a couple questions if they want to go over.
We had some great comments, not so many questions. Melissa, I also think good-looking business card holder is important. Frank Cunningham said, I attach my brochures when sending emails so it reduces the cost on getting them out. I think that's very smart.
Yeah.
Melissa says, I get most of my clients when I'm serving in the community. So there's a great idea. It gives you a reason to go out and volunteer. And Antoinette says, I sponsored my daughter's volleyball team, and in return, my logo is printed on all the t-shirts handed out at the games.
That's so great.
Leah, we are big on doing charitable events. So everybody's doing some smart things here, and that's terrific. So why don't you sum up?
Well, just remember, guys, thank you again for the participation. Thank you for all your questions and comments. Love some of the ideas that you guys have. The essentials in marketing, they don't have to cost a lot of money to get started. The important thing is to pick some of those initiatives and test into them. Develop a vision and a plan. Have a brand identity. Don't be afraid to change that brand identity if you feel like you want to switch it up to create a new logo. Remember your website. Remember social media and best practices on interacting with customers on social media. Don't be afraid of email marketing. You can start very, very easy and think about some cause-driven marketing. As always, SCORE has a wealth of knowledge-based articles available to them. So utilize them, engage your customers, know their needs, and remember that your most satisfied customer can become your brand advocate and create the memorable experience for them, and also grow your business. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.